Namaskar. Let's talk about essential fatty acids, its role in mental health. We have been assured by making villain as fat in your diet. So when fat becomes a villain, your diet changes to less fat and more carbohydrates. We've stopped adding ghee on our fulkas and tadkas in our vegetables, and we've started trying to say that I use very minimal oil. Now the challenge is it's too much for us or nothing for us. We need to look at moderation, quantification, because every nutrient has its own benefit in my body. I cannot take any nutrient for granted. So today we'll talk about role of omega-3 fatty acids, omega-6 fatty acids, which we call it as long-chain PUFA in our dietary language, nutrition language, and its role in your emotional health. Brain is made up of mostly fat. The lining of the cells, the synaptic information, the neurotransmitter generations, all those is having fat molecule at the background. And in such scenario, when my calorie demand says 30% of calories from fat, I need to keep in mind essential fatty acids, which are integral part of my diet. I cannot get it from my body. I need to supplement it from food. And hence, to highlight these essential fatty acids and its role in every area of health, and today we pick up mental health. What are these essential fatty acids? Omega-6, omega-3. They are also called as long-chain PUFA, LC-PUFA. And this LC-PUFAs are mostly EPA, DHA, and your omega-6, which is linoleic acid. We generally have read this on various commercial advertisements, brands, so you really are aware of these terminologies. So what does it mean? Essential fatty acids, omega-6, omega-3 are part of PUFA. As I said, we need to understand the quantity. The ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 recommended is 4:1 to 2:1. That means we need more omega-6, which is 4, but to that 4 omega-6, we need 1 omega-3. So why are we not getting this ratio? Where is the challenge? Today's diets, studies, or the papers published mention that the standard American diet or an Indian diet, or when I eat more of food which comes from processed, or the fat is coming as a heated fat source with exposure to high heat, all that fats, I don't have a lot of omega-3 in my diet. The ratio has changed. Omega-6 has become 10 or more than 10, 20 also in some diets. So 20:10:1. So look at the gap which omega-6 and omega-3 has created. Recommendations are 4:1. Today my diet has almost 10:1 as omega-6 and omega-3. So this imbalances the ratio which my body requires, and that is why that imbalance is creating a challenge in my essential fatty acid requirement. So for my overall health and mental health, how do I balance this omega-6 to omega-3 ratio? So you have a choice to think I reduce my omega-6 or I improve my omega-3. If you look at reduction of omega-6, how much will you reduce? In 10:1, will you be able to reduce to 4? It's better to reduce the omega-6 and work on improving the omega-3 at the same time. But the need of identifying omega-6, which is far, far more higher percentage in my diet, is very, very important and essential. How do I identify this omega-6 and omega-3? Omega-6 is present in all vegetable oils, most of the foods. If I increase my cooking oil in my daily diet, We always say 4 teaspoons per day, 20 grams of visible fat, or we say in a household 500 milliliters per person per month. That rounds up to your per day's consumption of 20 grams. If you have more consumption, that will add to more omega-6. If you eat food which is mostly processed, that is ultra processed, packed foods, ready to eat foods, or foods which are fried, you end up consuming more fat. That's omega-6 fatty acids. So if your quantity of fat coming from wrong sources and the visible fat coming from the food fat, oils, ghees, etc., not ghee but oil definitely, because omega-6 is mostly present in vegetable fats, then you increase a lot of omega-6. Maybe you're eating extra quantity of it. So watch the quantity of oil used at your place, and also work on the quality and quantity of the food which is made with high fat from outside. Omega-3 comes from your invisible fats. Fish is a very good source, but I need to look at how do I improve omega-3 in my diet. So friends, can we start looking this kind of a profile in my diet with adequate amount of omega-6 and omega-3, making it ratio 4:1. 1. Check the visible fat in your house. Make it 500 ml per person per month. 2. Add 30 grams of nuts, a variety of nuts, almond, walnuts, cashews, groundnuts soaked, 30 grams, very important. More omega-3 will come from walnut, so 2 walnut every day. And can we add 10 to 15 grams, 3 teaspoons of seeds in my diet? Pumpkin, sunflower, flaxseed, etc. A mixed seed of 3 teaspoons. Can I have almost 80 grams of lentils in a day? 80 grams is raw, I would say. So that comes to 2 katoris of dal in every meal. So my lunch and dinner can come to 2 katoris of dal, or 2 bowls of sprouts, or making a breakfast chillas and all. So can I add 80 grams of dal, lentils in my diet that have significant amount of good fats? Can I increase my vegetable intakes to almost 400 to 600 grams per day? Can I reduce my processed food to minimum once a week outside and be more conscious about bakeries and other fried foods which I eat? And to sum it up, can I look an Eat Well plate as a balanced diet which says half plate vegetables, 1/4 plate my protein, which is dals and legumes, dals, my non-veg, dairy, etc., and 1/4 as carbohydrates, for a more sustainable ratio of all the nutrients which I need balanced in my diet. Hope you like this series of videos which we are making. Do subscribe it and be updated. Thank you very much.